In this video, we're gonna practice some word problems involving the slope and y-intercept that represent the equation of a line. But we have this question here. The amount in dollars a driver earns each month is determined by the equation A equals 0.25 m plus 500, where m is the number of miles the driver drives that month. Which statement is true about the driver's earning? Well, we have the equation right here, and as we can see, that m is the number of miles the driver drives that month, right? And a represents the amount, right, in dollar received, like each month here, right? So we can see like that from the equation, we can see that 500 represent like a base salary or flat salary, right? 500 plus 25 cent, right, per mile, plus 0.20, plus 0.25 per mile. So that represent, I will see that 0.25 represent the slope, because that's the rate of change is per mile, right? So how much the driver gets, receives per mile, and 500 represent the y-intercept, which is the base or the flat salary, right? So that's something we can get also. That's something we get from the equation. Now, if you see the choices that we have, that's a multiple choice question. We have A, the driver earns like earns 500 and 0.25 each month, and that's not true, because the driver can get 525 if the drivers drove like only 1 mile, right? That would be possible, but we don't know how many miles here, right? So there's no way A will be wrong, right? And the driver earns 500 for each mile driven plus 0.25. Well, that's absolutely wrong, because the driver doesn't get 500 for each mile. The driver gets 25 cents per mile. That's what we have. That's what we have here, right? And it seems like here that that the driver gets like 500 per mile and 0.25 as a flat rate as a base. No, that's not true. The base is 500. So there's no way it's gonna be B, right? For each 100 miles driven during the month, the driver earns 525. Well, that could be true if the driver drives, if the driver drives 100, like 100 miles. That one could be true, because if you multiply 100 with 25, you're gonna get a 25 plus 500. That would be 525. But we don't know. Well, how many miles the driver drove? So that cannot be true, because we're gonna make it like a general. Because the question is, which statement is true about the driver's earning? We're talking about the statement that's gonna model his the driver's earning. So there's no way it's gonna be C. Well, the choice that we have is D, and that must be the correct answer, right? Well, let's check D. The driver is 0.25, which is 25 cents for each mile, which makes sense here. So we have like 0.25 for each mile driven, right? Plus a base salary of 500. That's exactly what we have here. That makes sense, actually, because 500 represent in this case, it's going to be the y-intercept, which is represent the base or flat salary plus 25 cents per mile. All right, so I got this question. After collecting data, a store manager has developed the linear equation A equals 1.25x plus 9.50 to model the hourly wage for a cashier. A represent is the hourly wage of a cashier in dollar per hour, and X is the number of years that a cashier has worked for the store. Which interpretation of this linear model is correct? Well, before we go to the answers that we have, let's check the model, the linear equation here that we have. Well, we have like as we can see, X represents the number of years. So we can see that that 1.25 connected, with years. Like each year, we may see like increase or decrease for the cashier salary, right? So since we have positive, we have we have the slope here, which is 1.25. That's going to be like, we're talking about increasing here. And we have 950. Well, that's going to be like the base. That's, that's the base salary plus 1.25, probably increasing, increase every year. Well, let's check the answers here we have. We have A. Choice A cashier's hourly wage starts at 1.25 per hour and increases 9.50% each year. Well, actually, it doesn't start at 1.25. It starts at 950, right? So there's no way A will be wrong, right? And it increases probably 1.25 and each year. That's what the equation is saying here. So there's no way A will be the correct one. Let's go for B here. A cashier's hourly wage starts at 1.25 per hour and increases 9.50 each year. Where again, X is the number of years, right? So what's connected to the years is not a 950. It's 1.25, right? So there's no way B will be the correct one. So let me just erase this so you can see here. All right, let's go for C here. A cashier's hourly wage starts at 950, which is correct. That's 950. That's the base right here. So that's 950, and increases, which is good because we have positive, but increases like 1.25% each year. No, it increases like what? Now 1.25 that represents $1.25. So there is no way it's going to be a percentage here. It's not a percentage. It's not a 1.25% of 950. See, there's no way it's going to be a percentage there. So far the statement is correct. That's 950 is correct. Increase is correct. The number 1.25 is correct, but we don't have percentage here. Let's represent the number. That's a $1.25. That's what the equation is telling us here. All right. The cashier has 950 as that's the starting per hour. Okay. And it increases by 1.25, $1.25, not $1, not 1.25%. So there's no way C will be the correct one, and obviously D will be the correct one because, as you can see here, cashier's hourly wage starts at 950, right? That's the base. That's what starting salary per hour, and increases 1.25 each year, which is exactly what we have. Well, as you can see, we don't have decreases, by the way. We don't have decrease because if you have minus, if the slope, which is 1.25, is negative, we're gonna have decreases 1.25 each year. Well, we'll have like since it's positive, it's gonna be increasing, right? So that's gonna be the correct one. So D is gonna be the correct one.